people were able to save their home and their neighbor's home because they had foresight and thought of having this generator and a pump and this whole system. They were able to save their home in the Pacific Palisades, where homes are burning all around them. Now, I am not discounting the firefighters. I do believe many of them, if not all of them, are doing the best they can under the given circumstances. What I'm so disappointed in is Gavin Newsom, is the mayor of LA, and how they're responding.
With high winds set to return and new evacuations now ordered, crews race to contain the Palisades fire as the blaze rages on.
And as hydrants ran dry, one Pacific Palisades family got creative, making their own firefighting equipment out of their pool's generator to fend off some of the flames, and they saved their home.
Those residents, Patrick and Evan Galling, join us now. Great to see you. So explain to us how this all came about. How did you all, was it just sort of a last minute immediate thing, or was this something you had thought about before?
We have to give all the credit to our father, who about 3-4 months ago was so adamant about having one of these for fire season.
Wow.
It seems like every summer or every fall during the Santa Ana winds, we always have a high fire risk here, and we know that going into the season. And this season, he had a feeling. He said we have to be a little better prepared. And there's no doubt in my mind that the setup that we had was what saved our house.
I believe that's Patrick talking to us now. So I'll turn to Evan if I've got you guys situated and organized correctly in my mind here. So Evan, can you give me some context though? Like how did the homes around you burn? How close did the fire get to the home that you guys saved with pool water?
Yeah, so actually our backyard caught on fire, as well as a bunch of our neighbors, and right across the street, the house completely burnt down.
Wow.
And so I was actually having to rush back from school the same day. And so when I got there, I had FaceTime my brother, and they set the generator up. But right across the street, so where the house burnt down, our neighbor's house was super close to the fire. So we had to wheel the generator all the way across the street and set it up. And that's actually his backyard. And we basically saved a bunch of houses with this one equipment.
Incredible.
So it was definitely life-saving. Yeah.
I'm amazed. Patrick, explain to me, how did your dad know about this idea? I'm still kind of trying to wrap my head around it, this pump.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. He asked me one day he said he wants to get a pump that goes out of his pool. And so we found somebody online, a nice gentleman who came over to the house and gave a demonstration and showed us exactly what he recommends for our particular setup. So we actually have a generator that powers a pool pump, and you have a splitter. So you have one big sprinkler that you set up in place, and you let it run. You kind of angle the direction that you want, and it goes back and forth. And then also a fire hose, an individual hose, so you can manually go around.
Absolutely amazing. So Gavin Newsom even came out with a fact check fire website that we're going to go over here in just a moment. And a news reporter already fact checked him on his fact checking. So it's a whole big who's on first with this thing. And it shouldn't be politicized, but Gavin Newsom keeps politicizing it. And then they smile at the weirdest times. That mayor is the weirdest lady. Her behavior is so bizarre. Let's first see what JD Vance had to say.
We have to do a better job. We need competent, good governance. Now, that doesn't mean you can't criticize the governor of California for, I think, some very bad decisions over a very long period of time. I mean, some of these reservoirs have been dry for 15, 20 years. The fire hydrants are being reported as going dry while the firefighters are trying to put out these fires. There is a serious lack of competent governance in California, and I think it's part of the reason why these fires have gotten so bad. We need to do a better job at both the state and federal level.
But Gavin Newsom doesn't understand any of this because he is too busy blaming Donald Trump for warning him that this could have happened. So instead of saying, wow, we should have taken notice on this, and there's some things that we're going to do in the future, I didn't realize it would be that bad. That would be taking way too much responsibility, and he can't do that, of course. He's never going to say Trump was right, of course.
He's the president-elect. I respect the office. We have a president of the United States that within 36 hours provided a major disaster declaration over a text. We had support from the president of the United States, Joe Biden, with 100% reimbursement, all the resources you could hope for or imagine, constant communication. I'd like to extend that to the president-elect.
No, it wasn't all the resources that you could imagine. When there's fire, you need water. And his excuse is that, oh, we had plenty of water. We just couldn't use it. And then he says, because we weren't planning on so many houses burning at once. Well, you unfortunately should plan on that. When we know that LA, California at large, is a place that often catches fire, when a lot of people have already lost their homes in the past, when we know that things can go up in smoke, whether it's from lightning or arson or whatever else the case may be. You guys do know that. And you're going to see when we fact check his facts on his new Firefax website, it's so contradictory. This is exactly why people don't trust him. But first, let's check in. I want to show you the fact checking because it's absolutely insane. But first, I want to check in with the mayor and how weirdly smiley she is.
Angelinos, we're still going through it. And to any of you and all of you that have experienced a loss, the grief, the anger, the just utter shock.
Why is she so happy? I mean, I know I smile sometimes when I'm uncomfortable, or I laugh when I'm uncomfortable. I know this because reading behavior for a living and also looking at your own behavior, you start to catch defaults. And I know a default of mine is to make a joke or to laugh or to smile, but that's not what she's doing here. She seems actually joy-filled with this news. Watch.
I've seen the devastation. It is unbelievable the amount of loss that people have experienced.
She's looking like she's talking about a team that just won a championship. She's like, it is amazing, the devastating loss that the other team took. I mean, it's like she's almost celebrating. This is bizarre. This is, besides the incompetence, which is at the top of the list, why we don't trust her or Gavin Newsom. Let me know in the comments if you trust her and you love her. Let me know. Or Gavin.
But we have to get through this crisis, and I know that we will. I was at the Sylmar command post today, and I saw the work of our first responders.
And also, hands in pocket and super smiling. I mean, this is the weirdest. Try to put your hands in your pocket and just, be super smiley. They're like, you got to put your hands in your pocket because otherwise, I mean, what's she going to do with her hands? Actually be expressive? Or what are we scared of with the hands? But oftentimes hands in pocket is actually uncomfortable, or you're hiding something, right? I mean, this behavior is so weird. If she was playing this role in a movie and I was coaching her as an acting teacher, I would go, if you're playing the villain right now, this is so interesting because yes, you could smile and be the villain, and you could just be all like overjoyed, and it'd be so interesting because it's not on the nose villain, like dun, 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 and sometimes people think like, if I have to be the villain, I can't, show other emotions. And it's not true from an acting perspective. You can be like this. It's very interesting. But in the real world, this is absolutely disturbing. Why is she so happy?
How they've been able to defeat the fires in certain areas. We know we still have much more to go, and we know the winds are going to kick up again, but we got to stick together. We got to stand strong.
Oh my gosh, she's so happy. It's very, very just off-putting. I don't know why she's so excited about this. Okay. All right, now let's check in with Gavin Newsom's fact checking. Gavin Newsom came out with a Firefax website. Now, if we trusted him right off the bat, we wouldn't need a Firefax website, would we? Do you think that we would? But check out some of these Firefax that he lists here. And it's funny to me that he's fact-checking Fox News and libs of TikTok. I mean, this is just insane. But let's see. What is the first one? California cut firefighting budgets. A ridiculous lie. We have doubled the size of our firefighting army and built the world's largest aerial firefighting fleet and increased the forest management tenfold since taking office. Well, then why is it that the firefighters have said that you cut the budget? Why is that? Who is the fact checker? Just Gavin Newsom? And then we have, you can come to this. It's CaliforniaFireFacts.com. This is absolutely ridiculous. Let's see, what are some other good ones here? I mean, all of them are ridiculous, really, but we're not going to read every single one. Lie, California ran out of water and reservoirs are empty. That's a lie, he says, because Libs of TikTok says there's no water coming out of the fire hydrants because the city didn't fill the reservoirs. But at least the fire chief is a woman and gay. Oh, Lord. So, of course, they hate that. They're like, that's a lie. Facts about water availability. Oh, God, what does it say? Regional water reservoirs in Southern California are at historical highs. Hydrants ran dry during the recent firefighting because the city's water infrastructure was not built to respond to fires so large. Well, it should be. This is what we're talking about. How come that one family with one home was able to have the foresight to figure out we better have some preventative measures? If they don't have the capacity to put out that many fires, then we better figure that out. We better have backup generators ready to roll. We better have ways to access the water. What good is water in a fire if you can't use it? So him arguing, no, we had plenty of water. If that were true, then it's still gross incompetence. The firefighters in the beginning, I can't find this clip now, but there was an amazing clip of the firefighter saying, we ran out of water. And then Biden's like, and he leads him into a new answer. He says, you ran out of water because, remember, we had to turn off the power, and that's why you couldn't get water out of the hydrants, remember? And then the firefighter is like, oh, yes, right. And then that's when I questioned, wait, we get water from electricity? Since when is that? No, the generators are all propelled from gas, by the way. So the fact that they want to get rid of natural gas is also, so see, it's all a big circular loop. It's just absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Does not make sense. Fact, there was no water shortage in Southern California right now, despite Trump's claims that he would open up some imaginary spigot. Well, there should be some real life spigot on all the water that you say that is available, but you just can't use. Number one rule to putting out a fire, and I'm not even a firefighter, you need water. You need water. So the fact that Gavin Newsom's like, no, we have plenty of water. It would have been better, Gavin Newsom, if you had actually just went with that we ran out of water or something. But the fact that you're saying, no, we have plenty of water. We have so much water. We have so much water. We could have a drought for 5 years and it would be enough for everybody. That's makes it worse, Gavin Newsom. That makes it worse. Let's see. Reservoirs are full and water is available. Fact. Okay, then why weren't you able to use it? And if you're like, we have all this water, what happens if all these houses burn down? Nobody in a meeting thought of that. What happens if we had a catastrophic fire? What would we do? Oh, nothing. We wouldn't be able to use the water. Oh, okay, let's go to lunch. No, that would be a problem that you need to figure out. Okay, we need backup generators. We need this. We need that. And by the way, it wasn't just immediate. Well, it was essentially. And that's why a lot of people are saying BS, because how did it start? 5 different places all over Los Angeles and Southern California all at once. But nonetheless, it actually didn't. Just from logic and common sense, it started here and then it started there. And then immediately it was like, I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but you know what I'm saying. The fire in that one area, it's not just 5 people. And if they're so staffed and they have all the money, again, his fact checking himself proves then just incompetence. If you have plenty of firefighters and plenty of water, then what is the problem? And that should have been brought up in a meeting. Okay, we have plenty of firefighters, plenty of water, but we won't be able to use the water if there's a catastrophic fire. That should be addressed. Hello. And yes, it does have to do with cleaning out the forest. It does have to do with making sure that the water wells are filled. And then later, Gavin Newsom's like, oh yeah, no, that one was dry, but not, yes, just a couple. And I'm going to investigate that. It's just insane how they flip flop, but that's what narcissists do. Now, this was a lie because the Hollywood sign was never on fire, so of course they have to throw that in. And I don't know, I guess it's maybe just the conspiracy theorist in me, but I think sometimes people that are actually trying to debunk facts will throw out lies just so that they can throw that in. And it's like, well, that's a lie. So we knew that was a lie from the beginning. The Hollywood sign was never on fire. It was getting nearly close to it, though, because even on KTLA 5, their local news that I was keeping track of all the time was saying it's about an hour away. And that was a couple days ago. So, it's imagined that it could, but that didn't happen. But I think that they just throw those in. So of course there are some lies, right? And this shouldn't be a political issue. Hear what Jillian Michaels has to say, which is so genius. And what I've been saying all along, because I'm a genius, is that it's not political. It doesn't matter who is making these mistakes. If you're Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the mistakes are being made. What matters is that they have all the water, according to Newsom. You just can't use it. That's an issue when you're trying to put out fire. Hello, I what in the world? Okay, so you guys can look. You guys, you and all your personalities can go look at that if you want to get infuriated, or maybe you like it. I don't know. Let me know what you think of his California Fire Facts page. He's like, look over there, real human beings, houses are burning. This is just so sad. And apparently the death toll is to 16 now and counting, because we haven't even gone through all the homes. We don't know. And so that is just absolutely beyond devastating. And unfortunately, I just don't trust him. If he is telling the truth, he's a terrible truth teller, because look at his behavior. I just do not trust him. Do you?
From reporting here locally that one reservoir that serves the Palisades was not full.
And that's exactly what triggered my desire to get the investigation, to understand what was happening with that local reservoir. That was not a state system reservoir, which the president-elect was referring to as it relates to the Delta and somehow connecting the Delta smelt to this fire, which is inexcusable because it's inaccurate, also incomprehensible to anyone that understands water policy in the state.
And thank you to Devori. I'm using some of the clips that he has. He's amazing. I thought he was maybe a robot for a while, because the way that he cranks out content is absolutely inspirational. So go check out his channel. He's really, if you don't already know him, he's doing great stuff over there. Let's check in now with Jillian Michaels, talking about the gross incompetence and lack of preparedness that these people have when it comes to fires. Anybody who knows Southern California knows that there are fires. I lived there for over a decade, and fire is like a weather, which that's a whole other scam, I think, but it's not weather. It's something that happens. But in California, it's weather. So the fact that we know it's weather, we know it's a problem, we know a lot of houses have burned down in the past. Again, why is Gavin Newsom not thinking, hey, maybe if there's a really big fire, we should be able to use the water that we have? But no, listen to her explain the gross incompetence. Watch this.
I want to get to the personal side of the fires. Celebrity fitness trainer Jillian Michaels joins me now. You had to evacuate your mom in California. That was in this fire, right? Tell the story.
Yes. We actually lost our home in 2018 to the Woolsey fire. So you would think that something would have changed since then. And unfortunately, nothing has. Things have only gotten worse. And this is not like 2018 to now. Do you realize that northern Malibu just burned down 4 months ago? This is a yearly occurrence, which is why it's inexcusable. The lack of preparedness, the misappropriation of water. It's just absolutely outrageous. So my mother is in Brentwood. My ex has a place in Topanga Canyon. My brother also lives in Los Angeles. I have friends that I've grown up with. We got out and went to Miami. But I have to go constantly back and forth because of family. And Bill Maher's studio is there. I work with Bill Maher. So we were there for New Year's. The fire broke out. My ex moved the kids to Pasadena. I moved my mom to West Hollywood, and I was supposed to come to New York to do New Year, New You press, which is so ridiculous. And I left the next day, and subsequently, My ex's in-laws house burned down, and my mom's house is still in jeopardy, and my ex house is still in jeopardy, and I have numerous friends who've lost their homes, and people are absolutely devastated.
Gillian, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt you, but I'm going to go back to
Please,
the press
yes,
conference in Los
of course.
Angeles. They're asking questions, and I want to hear this.
Flag warning still in effect. They will resume again next week. There is no rain in the forecast. What are you doing at this point to earn back people's trust and to these mistakes don't happen again?
Well, first of all,
I'm going to smile when it's totally inappropriate. And then when people are really concerned and outraged, I'm not going to give any answers at all. I'll just ignore them. So let's talk about it.
Well, I think that was addressed at the beginning of the press conference by Kevin McGowan.
I would like that from you. I don't. You're the top official here.
So let me just be clear. I am going to spend.
You got the script. Let me be clear. Why do they all say that? It's like they've all been given an exact script and they say the exact words. So now she has her script so she can be all smiley. Let me be clear. Kamala told me to say that.
Every moment that I can, making sure that I am in as many areas as possible, meeting and talking to residents to see what is needed in the recovery. But I also mentioned that we're moving into recovery mode at the same time, meaning that we want to see the city rebuilt. We want to see Los Angeles come together. Let me finish. We want to see Los Angeles come together.
You have millions of people here who get these alerts. They are ignoring them. You still have red flag warnings in effect. There is a real threat here. What is your message to your constituents who are losing faith? You started this entire press conference begging people
of
not
Los
to turn the phones off.
Angeles region to have faith in what we are doing 24 hours a day. I can say on behalf of our first responders from the fire department, the police department, we are doing everything we can to bring the situation under control, and success has been reported. We know that we're going to have a possible increase in the force of the winds at the beginning of next week, and getting Los Angeles prepared, doing everything.
You should have been prepared. You should have been prepared years ago. Why are you so excited about it anyway? And you're focused on rebuilding right now. We can't rebuild right now. Right now, you need to focus on getting people evacuated. You know, some of the people who have lost their homes and lives weren't even given evacuation notices, apparently. We don't know about the people who've lost their lives, if they were, but some of the people who've lost their homes have reported that they weren't even given evacuation mandates. So, I mean, this lack of complete care for the people who are being really destroyed right now, and then saying it all with this big smile on your face, is why people don't trust. I'm also going to show you another clip that maybe you've seen, but it's absolutely absurd about why I think majority of women, if not all women, and I know I'm not going to make any friends by saying that, shouldn't be firefighters.
We can to save lives. That is our number one job, to protect people's homes, to protect people's businesses, and to prepare to rebuild Los Angeles in a much better way. We're going to stand.
Oh, see, she just let the secret out. We're going to rebuild in a much better way. See, watch my video that I just did and posted yesterday, and then the one before that with Alex Jones, because he talks about how he thinks this is their mass plan to rebuild how they want to rebuild. And I know this, again, it's such nuance that most people miss it, because I mean, she's excited. She's already excited about rebuilding. Why would you be so excited? Now, look, some people go, Leah, you got to have faith. You got to believe. If you believe in God, Leah, especially, which I do, you got to have faith and believe. And, you know, my whole spirit, my family, my dad who just died this past year, is keep on keeping on. So yes, you want to focus on the future and plan and rebuild. But to be this excited about rebuilding as people are literally dying is a weird juxtaposition. We're not quite there yet. Let's finish out this catastrophe work on saving the people who are homeless right now, work on helping the people who are destitute, who have no food or shelter. They don't know where they're going to go or what they're going to do. Let's help those people. And let's not be so excited about rebuilding the way that you want to quite yet, because that's why people aren't trusting you. Watch the video on Alex Jones that I did. Watch the video yesterday that I did. I talk about this, and it the way that they act so excited about rebuilding already kind of really proves the point that maybe this is a different plan going on.
Stand united. We're going to stand together, and we are not going to allow politics to interfere, and we're not going to allow people to divide us for political gain.
Well, why did you? Why are you then? Why are you exactly doing that? Because see, it is all policy and politics when this could have been avoided. It could have been prevented. Jillian Michaels is spot on. Why is that family with one home able to figure this out and have the foresight, but Gavin Newsom can't? You can't see that. Oh my gosh, we have all this water, but we're not going to be able to use it in case of a fire. Oh, don't worry about that. At least it's in the tank. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. This is why people don't trust you. Oh Lord, God bless America. Now, this guy is an amazing behavior analyst. I love him. Check out his channel. But this is spot on about also why people aren't trusting, why that Libs of TikTok account said, well, fires aren't out, but at least the woman is gay. But this is why people are irritated. This kind of incompetence should not be allowed. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. This should not be allowed. Now, I'm going to give a different take than he gives on what she could have said. What she could have said that actually would make me feel like, women could be firefighters. Now, his vote is that this is why women can't be firefighters. And for the most part, I say that I agree. And he says, it might offend people. This is offensive to me when people are dying and we have Smiley mixed Smilerson and people are dying and Gavin Newsom says, there's there's a lot of water. Oh, wait, there's some reservoirs are empty. Oh, wait, no, none of the reservoirs are empty. Oh, wait, let me be clear. I mean, this is what I have a problem with. And then we see stuff like this. Let's watch.
DEI, full on DEI, firefighters. I mean, this is outrageous. I'm going to read this. You're not going to believe this. I had to listen to this myself. And so many of you thought that I was exaggerating. LAFD Assistant Chief Christine Larson. Am I able to carry your husband out of a fire? Well, he got himself in the wrong place. Okay, there we go.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you.
Okay, if you want the you want the firefighter who attends to your home. You know firefighters that they come with this huge mask and all this equipment that we're going to be talking about that equipment. You want the little space that they have, that they show their faces like this, a bit of the mouth and a bit of the, you want that to look like you.
That is absurd, isn't it? And this is where the DEI and race stuff gets so out of hand because it shouldn't matter. They constantly say, let's not play politics, but, oh wait, I'm burning in a fire, but do you look like me? If you don't look like me, then I don't want you to save me. I'll just stay here. What? That is so insane. I have never once thought I want a firefighter or a policeman or police person to look like me ever. Who comes up with this stuff? Is this Kamala's dialogue? Is this what she got the script out to everybody to say?
You want that part of them to,
he's funny,
to look like you. How retarded is this, is my question. What kind of mental...
How fire retardant is this? That was a fire joke. Okay, sorry.
retardation we are talking about? Because this is way too much. This is far lower than room temperature IQ. Oh, we want the firefighter who attends to your home to look like you. So if how do you know if there are, I don't know, Japanese in the house that is burning, and you have to send Japanese firefighters? Because if not, it's racist? How does that work? Or how do you do that? This is complete, utter insanity. But this is, there comes the best part.
Gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better.
The situation is that the house is burning. You moron. The house is burning. I don't care. I don't care. Again, I'm going to go through all the colors. I don't care if you're white, black, brown, yellow, blue, pink, zero. I don't care about that. I just want to know if you can get into the house and save me and my loved ones. It's that easy. How stupid is this? This is next level stupidity. This is next level stupidity. Cannot have any words for this.
Situation better is she.
I totally agree. I had to show you this with him critiquing because I cannot agree more. This is absolute insanity.
Strong enough to do this, or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Okay. My response now, this is absolutely insane. He got himself in the wrong place. If I have to carry him out of the fire, wrong answer, person. Wrong answer. You know what the right answer would have been? During fire training, during our extreme rigorous workouts, we have to carry 100-pound bags. We have to carry hose, 5 miles. We have to do so much. You can't pass the fire test and become a firefighter if you can't save anybody anywhere. That would be the right answer. But her answer? Oh, well, he got himself in the wrong place. What? Okay. That's what the libs of TikTok was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen again. This is ridiculous.
Which my response is he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
She said that. She said that.
This person shouldn't even be a firefighter. And I agree. Just based on that statement. Just based on that statement alone, that person should not be working anywhere near the fire department. That is insane. Well, you got yourself in that position. Good luck. How horrible is that? This is why people have lost faith. It has nothing to do, really, in my opinion, with gender. It just has everything to do with, can you do the job? I personally would not want to do that job. I know a lot of women who wouldn't want to do that job. Does that make me misogynistic? No, it actually doesn't. I always wonder, can a woman be misogynistic? Yes. Right? I don't even know, because these are things, it's just so stupid to me. Sexist, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. There's so many rules with all this stuff. How about just common sense? Can we just bring common sense back? How about that? If you love common sense and having a little fun with this crazy world that we're living in right now, please subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you don't subscribe, I'll just call you a misogynist. Simple. I'll just say that you hate women and you're racist. I'm just kidding. I won't say that. I'll just think it. No, I won't. And watch these other videos that I have right here, so you know what time it is. And so much love to you. And if you have lost a loved one or a home or anything like that in these fires or otherwise, I'm sending you so much love.